Hey everybody, Jeffrey Powers here. Welcome to another episode of the OTT where we talk about over-the-top television at its best. Of course, I'm here with Gabriel Guzman, and we're going to be talking about Xbox. We're going to be talking about Sugar DVD and how they want to take over that Netflix fix that you had, if you like that. Anyway, a whole bunch of over-the-top television, all brought to you by Roku. Go over to geekazine.com/Roku. Let me pull up that screen there. Geekazine.com/Roku, and you can get yourself a over-the-top television solution starting at $59 by going to Geekazine.com/Roku. Of course, that helps the OTT. Let's get started in another over-the-top television moment, and we're going to start now. Hey everybody, Jeffrey Powers here, www.geekazine.com. You can get me on Twitter at Geekazine. You can get me on geekazine@gmail.com. The phone number is 608-205-4378. Oh, so many different ways to catch me. So please go over. Of course, we are also live streaming right now. We are over at the Hangout Tech Guy.com, which is one of the new ventures that I'm venturing into my venture-isms with. And it says it's offline because I didn't refresh the screen. Otherwise, it would have went blah all over the place and didn't want to do that. So, but we're on Hangout Tech Guy. I should probably refresh it just to make absolutely sure we are. Nope, it says live, so we are live. So we're over at HangoutTechGuy.com. We're going to be trying this every time we do a show, we do a recording. It will be at HangoutTechGuy.com. And go from there. So, of course, I just want to quickly tell you about the other venture, The Day in Tech History, which is a podcast I've been doing for the last 3 years, going on 4 years. And it's a podcast that's happened 365 days a year without fail, without issue. Started as The Week in Tech History, now The Day in Tech History. It's now separated itself from Geekazine. It's got its own website. It's got its own everything. Brand new look. I spent the last few days tweaking this look, so it's very easy for you to go back and forth and get all that information right then, right there. And of course, now I can add a whole bunch of history stuff that's not a podcast, old videos, old pictures, old ads, and stuff like that. So if you want to help out with the Day in Tech History podcast, let me know, geekazine@gmail.com. All right, welcome to the OTT, Over the Top Television at its best. We are here in a Google Hangout, and just to prove it, here it is, the Google. That's not the one I wanted. There we go. The Google Hangout in question. We've got Gabriel Guzman on the waving at you ferociously like a tiger that's now in English, like a tiger that's about ready to get on its prey. Wow. All right. How are you doing, Gabriel?
I'm doing quite all right, Jeffrey. How about you?
I'm doing peachy keen. It's been a very long week. Trying to get the Day in Tech History website out and ready to go on October 1st. It was a task, but it was a lot of fun. And of course, got a lot of the video for the what was it? The TechCrunch Disrupt. That's what I was trying to think of.
Yeah.
And finishing that all out, the other day I put out half of the TechCrunch Disrupt hackathon videos. They're 60-second videos, so they're really short, really easy to watch. Excuse me. And so I got those out. Going to get the next few out, and then I got a few more videos to go, and then we can move on. Which the big move on would be the next event, and that be Consumer Electronics Show, where all the cool stuff gets to play. So, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, Gabriel, where they can find you, how they can work with you, and so on and so forth.
Well, I'm the friendly neighborhood podcaster slash geek slash nerd slash sketcher, and you can find me on Twitter, Master Wolf. That's a one instead of an L, and on Google Plus. And like always, we will have all this links in the show notes.
And you're a shoe too? You said you're a sketcher, right? So that means you're a shoe. I'm kidding. Anyway,
you got jokes, Jeffrey.
But I'm full of it's been a very fun 48 hours. The band played last night too, which was always fun time. But it was kind of like the last event at our summer place that just kind of says, okay, it's time to hunker down and get ready for the winter. and there was like 33 degrees outside, and
Oh,
this place is half open. They have like the garage doors open up, and so it's kind of like we're outside, kind of like we're inside, and with the heaters running, it was an okay temperature, but 33 degrees, kind of warm. So
oh, yeah, I remember living in Wisconsin too. Yeah, I kind of miss it actually.
what would you miss about it?
Well, right now it's like 80, almost 89 degrees, close to 90 in Florida.
Yeah.
And even at night, I think at night it gets hotter. So yeah, I would probably trade that than here because it's high humidity too. So when you go outside, it's almost like you're sweating and really hot. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I suppose, but you got some cool nightclubs to go to, right? I don't know.
I suppose. I don't even know, but
I don't have any idea of Florida in any means. I've never been to Florida, so I'm just I have Dexter to go by. I have CSI Miami to go by. I have whatever other shows, Burn Notice to go by, and that's pretty much it.
well, actually, CSI Miami is exactly like Miami, so
Oh,
you're
really?
correct there.
All right. Wait a minute. Where's my sunglasses? Oh, I don't have them nearby. I do a little CSI action. Anyway, speaking of which, we're on week. It's now getting into week 3 of the new shows on the new seasons of everything, and wanted to spend a couple minutes about talking about this simply because of the fact that even though last year I made a statement. I said 365 days from now, the world of TV will change as we know it, and it didn't really happen in the 365 days, but we see the glimpses of it happening. And so I'm going to have to extend that out a little bit and say another 365 days. I don't think the mainstream people are ready to do it, but we've had a lot of stuff happen that has made that more of a reality than we've seen in the past. And the big thing is um, people watching TV in a whole new way. They're still watching their shows. It's just a question of how or where or when they watch the shows and go from there. And that's what I wanted to talk to you. First of all, have you watched any of the new shows that are out there on regular over the air TV?
Yeah, actually, I've been watching the new season of Breaking Bad, and it's gotten really, really good. I
Okay.
hope we, I hope you kept up with it, or now that it came to Netflix, the past 3 seasons.
Yep, I watched all 33 episodes in one sitting. Actually, not one sitting. I did break it up this time. But normally with me and DVDs, they're horrible because simply I don't. I basically go from if I start watching a show, I get like 2 or 3 episodes in, and then that's it, and then it's off to the races. I've got to see as many episodes as I can in one sitting. So I try not to watch anything, but for Breaking Bad was one of the exceptions, and I caught 33 episodes. So I think I'm a season behind now. There is a season up on there's a season up on Amazon, but it's like $1.99 or $2.99. I purchased the episode, so it's like $35. I don't want to purchase a season. I want to rent the season, like I did with Netflix rentals.
Yeah, I was actually checking through that, and like the only way you can get it is either buying the episodes or just waiting until the DVD comes out.
Yeah,
Because I mean, 2.99 for an HD version of an episode. I mean, I love Breaking Bad, but I just actually just wanted the DVRing it.
exactly.
Because
So
yeah, I did the same thing that you did. I was just sat through the whole season, and the main side effect was that I can't stop saying yo. So I do apologize in advance to any of our viewers. I would not usually say yo, but I can't stop saying it. I don't know why.
okay, so no yo on this show. How's that? Nah, you can
Okay.
say yo. You could say yo if you wanted to. Yo, just don't
I,
start stirring up some meth, I suppose. Yo, I
yeah,
don't
you're
know.
gonna call me Gabriel Pinkman now.
Who would you be on that show? Really? Would you be Hank, or would you be Pinkman, or would you be Walt, or Walt Jr. Or what character would you end up being if you were on that show?
Actually, probably more of Walter, because I kind of he's kind of like like me, he's like the rage geek that well, usually he's passive aggressive. I mean, he's usually mellow, but then sometimes when somebody pisses him off, he just lashes out in anger. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's definitely me right there.
Oh, okay. I think I'd be the baby, not in the episode. Anyway, no, I'd be one of the thugs. Yo, man, give me some meth. Can you see me as one of the meth dealers? Yo, man, give me some meth. Grape flavored, please. I want some grape flavored meth. You know they do make grape flavored meth, right?
I I wouldn't doubt it because I mean well, I don't want to spoiler alert. During one of the beginning episodes, you get to see that he uses chili powder Jesse Pinkman on his meth, which is ridiculous.
Oh, that's not. They talked about that in the first season.
Yeah,
Pigment.
that's what I'm saying. Like it's like a minor spoiler, but for
Oh, okay.
anybody who hasn't seen it yet,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Well, at any rate, so we have Breaking Bad, which everybody loves apparently, and rightfully so. It's a pretty darn good show. But like any of the regular shows, like the animation domination, for example, started again last week, and watched some Family Guy, watched The Simpsons, watched Ric Flair, woo, Ric Flair, woo, Ric Flair, woo, do his thing on the Cleveland show, which, by the way, I actually sat through an episode of the Cleveland show just to watch Ric Flair. Woo! And I do not care for the Cleveland show. And then American Dad.
yeah.
I watched CeeLo Green on American Dad, and that was pretty cool. So, what are your thoughts on any of the shows? NBC, ABC. Have you caught any new shows like Whitney or Up All Night or what's some of the other new shows?
I actually did not know that the new season of Family Guy has started, which I'm angry about, and now we'll have to find a way to watch the new episode.
Why can't
Oh,
you?
actually, they come out on Adult Swim, I think on Monday.
Well, they're on Hulu too.
Is it Hulu Plus or Hulu Free?
I don't know. I have Hulu Plus, so
Okay,
just go up on Hulu. Let's go up on Hulu right now. Let's check it out.
okay.
HULU.com. And so basically, the reason why I wanted to talk about this a little bit is because of the fact if you do watch these shows, yeah, so many people are starting to watch shows past their release dates. So, like for instance, if you can't catch the new episode of Glee, you can turn around and you can say, "Okay, I want Glee. I'm going to watch Glee the next day on Hulu or Hulu Plus for that matter." So I'm going up on Family Guy here really quick, and
I
yeah,
searched for it.
they got the
No, I'm out of luck.
no, they have. You got blocked.
No, yeah, it's Hulu Plus only. I get a little key next to the Hulu Plus icon.
Oh, I'm
Uh,
I'm not logged in, so okay. Current season episodes available free on Hulu.com and Fox.com 8 days after airing on TV. So tomorrow you'll be able to watch the first episode, which is Lottery Fever, and basically they win the lottery. So that was a pretty interesting episode, and a lot of people are doing that. I mean, like I said, I have Hulu Plus, and I watched. I watched Family Guy on Sunday night, but other shows like I watched Glee, a couple episodes of Glee already on Hulu Plus. Watched the Playboy Club and Pan Am. Both of those episodes I caught the next day, just to see what everything was about. So, lots of different things. The Office, and some of the new shows, like I said, Whitney and Up All Night, and the some of the new cop dramas out there. So you haven't checked out any of the new shows out there?
yeah, other than Breaking Bad, I haven't really checked. I'm gonna check right now on Family Guy and American Dad after we're done, though.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So
I think that's probably my favorite series right now.
yeah, I mean the only other shows. Now I don't have cable. I cut my cable a long time ago. The only other shows that I like to watch up on Hulu Plus that's up on Hulu Plus is Burn Notice and Royal Pains, and those are both 30-day after air. So I haven't seen the last the finales, but they're coming out really really soon, and so it's just can you wait the 7 days? Can you wait the 30 days to actually watch your content? And a lot of people are saying, yeah, we can, because we didn't watch it that night. We're watching it when it comes available on in a place like Hulu or some other place, whether
Hmm.
Fox puts their content online and creates their own channel, or whatever. However, we can catch it, other than sitting down and watching it, or scheduling our time to watch it.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people seem to agree with that idea that it's usually better to watch it all in one sit through, or like uh cut it up than just waiting one episode a week. Because I really hate that. If I That's why I actually started DVRing some of the episodes for Breaking Bad,
Hmm.
because I didn't want to wait like every week. Oh, what's gonna happen next week with Walter and Pinkman? So yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
found it much better just sitting through, and a lot of Americans tend to agree with that.
yeah. Well, hey, however you watch your content, we know you're still watching content, and that's the important thing. And of course, as long as you're watching the OTT on HangoutTechGuy.com, or you're watching anything on Geekazine, through your Roku, through your Boxee, through whatever, then that congratulations, thank you very much, and continue to participate and help with the shows, because every time you help, a baking cat stays alive. I have no idea why I put it that way, but anyway, that's basically what's going on there. So just wanted to touch base in that realm, because of the fact it's still very important. A lot of people went and watched it. They watched the TV and what was on, but they also watched in some other ways, and there's so many ways to watch without having a cable connection. That's all I'm saying. And the other thing is, I was watching, what was the show? Oh no, it was Thursday night. I was watching The Office, and the episode was called Incentives, and it was raining like a dog, which means that the signal is kind of horrible, and it's not like old analog TV where it just fuzzes out a little bit. In this case, it was just blocking too much, where it would pause and then it'd be very stuttery. So I ended up watching the rest of the episode up on Hulu Plus, because it it made more sense just to wait the next day and do it from there. So anyway, enough about that. Well, if you guys out there in the world of internet that I'm looking at right now but not really seeing, because I'm just looking at a camera, what do you do? Do you like Hulu? Do you like that ability to actually watch a show the next day? You don't have to schedule your time to sit down at 7 o'clock on a Thursday. You can spend time with the family or something like that, just to get things done. Or do you like that whole, I've got to schedule my time for a TV show and watch like 50 million commercials in between? So let me know, geekazine@gmail.com. You can also Twitter me at Geekazine, or you can Twitter Gabriel at Lone Wolf. Change that L with a one, and you can get and we can talk about it, and we'll talk about it more. So,
Wrong Twitter.
or on Twitter, yeah, that's what I
No,
said, right?
it's Master Wolf.
Master Wolf. I'm sorry, Master Wolf. Master one F.
Somebody likes Star Wars. Not on Blu-ray though, but I like Star Wars.
You haven't gotten the Blu-ray on a Star Wars
I will
Blu-ray?
never get the Blu-ray
Oh, why
version.
not? Come on.
Oh, you haven't seen the changes?
No, I haven't seen it. I've heard about the changes, but
No. You haven't seen it?
okay. No, I'm not. I'm
Yeah.
not planning to see it either. I mean, I've seen Star Wars, so I don't know. Anyway, let's get
Yeah.
into the news content here, because I'm dying to get into some of this news content, and we're kind of running out of time too. So we're going to start
Mhm.
off over on Media and Daily News. Title TV, basically is working out a deal with Roku for over-the-top TV video ads. And the first time that I read this, I thought it was going to be like little pop-up ads, like you're probably seeing right now on HangoutTechGuy.com, where just on the bottom part of the screen just pops up and says, buy a Roku, $59, and goes down from there. Speaking of which, I forgot to mention this. Well, we'll talk about it in a minute, but remind me when I do the Roku ad about how people can get a $10 coupon. So, anyway,
Okay.
Title TV is working with Roku. They're going to do pre-roll credits and some mid content credits. in certain shows. So basically, what it works like is it's like with the iPhone when you create an application or a game or something like that. You put it in for submittal, and then you put in a piece of code that says, okay, this is where all the advertising is going to be put. And when you put it there, then it'll be read. And I'm just guessing right now on how this is going to work here. I mean, I'm assuming it's going to be the exact same process. So anyway, you've got the you've got the show and it's running, and then they'll see that piece of code and it says at this point you put in this ad, this mid-roll ad, or this beginning ad or end ad or something like that. And then of course it'll pause the content, it'll run through the 10, 15, 20-second, 30-second commercial, and then it'll go back into the content and go from there. So that's the idea of this. So this Title TV is working with Roku to put advertising within the ads there, which is really, really interesting process. It'll definitely bring revenue to some of these content providers, and I'm assuming there's going to be a revenue share of either 50-50 or 70-30 or something like that. So they're going to be using the UFC, Netflix, and Hulu Plus is my understanding. Crackle and Glenn Beck TV, which we talked about last week. So they're going to. It's going to be an interesting process, and if it's successful in the next few months, you could see a lot of the other channels getting in on that game. So it's it's definitely they're figuring out monetization now. Gabriel, what do you think of that? Do you like the idea of getting pre-roll ads or post-roll ads or pop-ups even?
It all really depends on when it's placed. I know you said that they could put it in the middle of the video. That could really hurt the video, especially if you're having an awesome interview and suddenly, oh, you get a Netflix commercial or whatever other commercial.
No,
But
it's
I mean,
yeah. It's not going to work like that. Basically, um, well, it's like with Blip TV. Blip TV has a mid-roll option. So you go into your Blip TV player and you say, I want mid-rolls to happen at this time, this time, this time, this time. Like for instance, I could take the OTT and I could say, right now we're going to put in a commercial. So I'm going to say at 22:30, I want you to pause it and put in a commercial. And that's where I put my pause in. So here's the pause, and that's at 22:39. So what would happen is you probably just saw a 20-second commercial there, and now we come back in. And I'm actually going to do this so you understand how this works. So, but basically, that's what they're going to do is they're going to set it up. They say in each video you set the times where there's going to be a mid roll that comes in, or beginning or the end. That's pretty straightforward. It's at 0 and whatever the end number is, and then there's going to be a commercial.
okay. See now that I understand it better, that is actually a good idea, especially since it lets you choose where you want to put the ad. So yeah, definitely a good idea because it's they need to get more advertisers
Well,
to.
everybody needs to make uh, make money. It's all about making money. I mean,
Yeah.
with me, I try to do the free model, but I got to pay my bills too, and so this content out here is easier to do, but it's not free. I mean, it costs me to put up this audio rig. It costs me to buy the cameras. It costs me for the two computers that I use for this production. It costs me for the programs that I use to push this out on the internet. It'll cost me if I could switch from live stream from the free model to the pro model, that would cost me. It costs me for the Blip account. It costs me for the web hosting. So there's all these costs that are involved, and when I create shows, I want to see some numbers back. And something like Blip.tv, yeah, there's a pre-roll in there and a post-roll, but the reality is that's given me some pennies worth of ad revenue, and it's very important in this day and age to be able to actually try and turn a profit and not get kicked out of your home or anything like that. Speaking of which, I do have a Kickstarter for the day in tech history. Have you gone over the Kickstarter program yet?
Well, I know what it is, but haven't had your link yet. I don't think I've
It's really
you
simple. It's
shared it.
geekazine.com/Kickstarter.
Oh wow, that's really simple.
It's
Like
really
anyone
simple.
could just go there. Let me go there right now, actually.
And so I'm going to talk about this for a quick second. So the Day in Tech History, of course, I just launched on a new website. We've got three backers. I set a lower goal of $2,000, but the reality is it takes a lot more than $2,000 to run a daily tech history show. But you can pledge $1 or more. If you pledge at $10, I'll send you a bumper sticker, and $25 or more, you become a backer for each episode. Which means instead of me running an ad, I'll basically say this show is brought to you by this person, and this person. But anyway, that's over at geekazine.com/Kickstarter to get on the Day in Tech History project. That was not intended, by the way, but it's always good to promote. So anyway, speaking of ads and speaking of Roku, let's move on to the next news article, and this is over on Fierce IPTV. They're talking about pay TV operators working on a la carte menus. And so they've decided that they're going to look into trying to make this, like for instance, Comcast is looking into some sort of a la carte system, and I'm pretty interested to see how this works and if this is going to start keeping people around. In all reality, if I know there's like for extra $10 a month, I could actually get the first 20 channels, so I wouldn't have to go over the air for the TV. But that's another $10 that I'd be losing out from somewhere. So but if they were to offer like subscriptions at like $5 a month per channel, I think I'd do that. I don't know what would you do, Gabriel? Would you go with a cable provider if they said, okay, you can pick and choose your shows and go from there?
Um, Maybe because I only really watch three channels. I mean, when I actually watch TV, Comedy Central, Adult Swim, and Discovery, I guess. Yeah,
Okay.
pretty much just three channels, and a lot of the content I could watch online because I know Comedy Central puts a lot of their content online.
Yeah. And
So
if it's like $5 a month, then you're basically it's like $15 and you've got your channel lineup and go from there.
yeah, that'd be actually quite interesting to dabble on.
Yeah. So it's interesting to see what they're doing. It definitely needs to change. I really think that they should just ditch the whole over the air cable television and try and figure out a way to go all stream. Because like I said before, the first TV station and Stars has already done this, but the first TV station that has commercials and stuff like that can take their show, their TV channel, pick it up and put it on the internet exactly the same way that it's going right now, and place it there and actually have a business model that'll actually um, make money off of the situation. We'll win, and so they just need to figure out that business model how that's going to work. So
Oh,
all
well,
right,
there's your problem.
yeah, well, right now, how do we let's put it this way, 10, 15 years ago we had the Newton, and which was a PDA kind of tablet-ish type thing. We had the Newton, and it was supposed to be one of the greatest things out there, but it wasn't ready for the technology. We just weren't at that level yet, so it failed big time because it cost too much. And so now we're back and we've got tablets that don't cost as much. They're still pretty expensive. If you think about it, you're buying a $250 computer at $500. So, but in the next 5-10 years, those items will be down to $200, $100, and then you go from there. Same thing with the over the top television. Once we start paying for the bandwidth upgrades and everything like that, next thing you know, hey, we're there and we can do stuff like that.
Yeah, and I think a lot of providers are going to switch to that because it's cheaper and more reliable than doing it the old way.
Exactly. Exactly. So Well, what are your thoughts? Anybody out there watching over on the interweb? Let me know, geekazine@gmail.com, or Twitter me at Geekazine. All right, let's get into our some more content here. But before we do, got to talk a minute about Roku, because if it wasn't for the Roku, and I like to thank the people that have actually been buying some Rokus through me. It really helps out with the over-the-top television and all the other Geekazine properties. And you do that by simply going over to geekazine.com/Roku, and that'll get you a player. You can purchase a player for $59. Now, here's a special little deal for you guys from me to you, and that is there's a special way you can get a $10 code, $10 off, and I got it. And you got to email me for it, and then you can get another $10 off your Roku. And you can get so many different types of Rokus. You got the HD version, the XD version, and the XS version. XS has the Angry Birds, so if you want to play Angry Birds, you get that special remote. It's only $99, so it's actually a pretty decent bargain, but or deal. Plus, it's also with the $99 model, you also get an Ethernet jack, so you don't have to go wireless, which I find is very useful. And it's also got the side USB port. So there's so many reasons to get the XS. And with the XD and the XS, you get free shipping with that. So it's just an amazing box. And I've had some of the OTT. Out of all the OTT devices that I own, I use the Roku when I sit down and watch a TV show. That's just plain and simple. So once again, geekazine.com/Roku. Get yourself a Roku system starting at $59 and go from there. So, all right, let's get back into the show here. Of course, I could put a mid-roll right here if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. Maybe I will. No, I'm not going to. All right, let's move on here. Of course, we all know what's been happening with Netflix and Quickster or Quiz or whatever, because it's not spelled correctly. So is it really Quickster? Is it Quisker or what? Anyway, so Blockbuster kind of dropped the ball with the whole Dish thing. We talked about that last week, but Sugar DVD. Oh my goodness, Sugar DVD right on top of that. They know what they're doing here. So, Gabriel, you're going to get yourself a Sugar DVD account, because you can now get streaming on your Boxee and Roku.
It all depends on their content. If they have the shows I want, most definitely yes. Especially with the is it $9.99 price tag?
It is $9.99 or $9.95 a month, and you can stream as many movies as you want, and get the one DVD at a time through the mail.
Yep.
Plus, they have Roku Summer Giveaway Contest, and if you continue, and they're going to continue the promotion through October. Do you know what Sugar DVD is?
Hmm.
Are you there? Yeah, it looks like Gabriel kind of froze up. Interesting. So it sounds like he's going to bounce out here. Well, I was playing with Gabriel there, but the reality is, Sugar DVD is a stream to TV Boxee app that is, how do I put it? It's an adult it's an adult streaming site. So interesting. We'll create a new Hangout. I don't know why that did that. I'm wondering. Yeah, I still have other connections, so it must have been something through Google Hangouts. All right, give me a second here as I do this and this and this. This is the first time we've actually had a problem with a Google Hangout, so I don't know. Anyway, so we'll wait for Gabriel to come back on. Sugar DVD is a website that deals simply in pornographic content. So if you're looking for adult movies here, I also got another warning I have to attend to really quick. Do I have enough space? No, I probably do. Yeah, I'll probably have enough space here. Anyway, the disk space got a little bit low. So it's basically an adult version of Netflix. And so, if for those of you who want to get an adult version of Netflix, hey, that's all well and good, and and you'll be able to do that for $9.95. You'll be able to stream your movies. You'll be able to get your content right then, right there. So, anyways, that's over on news.avn.com. If you want to check it out, we'll have that into the show notes here. All right, let's see if we can get Gabriel back online. There he goes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I drop out?
Just a little bit. We're still going here.
Oh, okay. I thought. Sorry.
I don't know what happened. No, actually, I think there was a reset on the Google servers, so something happened. That's for sure. And because I got it just bounced. So
Yeah, me too.
it's still going. So anyway, we just wrapped up that article, which basically Sugar DVD is an adult rental over the mail system. It's the
Yeah,
Netflix for porn.
I think it's probably like the first system. I mean, to already actually do that because I haven't heard. I mean, Blockbuster used to rent the adult DVDs back in their day, but I don't know if any other company that actually did that.
Yeah.
Live streaming. Yeah.
Well, at any rate, it's if you want your porn, that's where you go for Sugar DVD, and you can get streaming now on your Roku, your Boxee, for $9.95 a month. So, and that's pretty cool. So, I'm probably not going to get it myself, but hey, you never know. You gotta test out how this works. But there is another thing here, and I was amazed when I saw it happen. I was on Netflix and I was doing some searching, and I saw this one movie, and I said, "Gosh, that sounds like soft porn. That sounds like Skinamax stuff, as we used to call it. You know, Cinemax at like
Yeah.
10 p.m. became Skinamax, which was soft porn." And we were watching this, and all of a sudden, I was like, "This is completely something that you would see on Cinemax at 10 p.m. on a Friday or Saturday night." And so I got a little bit curious. I started looking at some of the other titles to see if I could find other soft porn. Not that I was looking for it, but it's just out of morbid curiosity. Yeah, I watch Heads Roll Down the Highway. That's how I work. But anyway, so I found a couple titles that were very, very questionable. There was a movie, an artsy movie about a woman who was writing a documentary about sex, and there was a lot of sex that was involved in watching that movie, and it was all in French, so that makes it artsy, I guess. But it was very interesting how many titles you can get that's not triple X porn, but I don't. Is it called tasteful porn? Well, it's still porn, right?
I'm There's a very fine line between the porn and art. I'd say probably like Peter Griffin has said before, the only difference between art and porn is a government grant.
That's true. That's true. So you got many ways to watch your porn, whether you go through Sugar DVD or whether you go through Netflix or whatever. Whether you just go through the good old fashioned internet with the .xxx domains that are coming out very soon, which you can get your domain squatting going right now. So anyway, it costs a lot for a triple X domain. I had to look
Yeah,
at the
it's almost
prices.
like 200 grand, right?
No, not 100 grand. It was, but it's pretty pricey to get a triple X domain. So, all right, last article of the day. I think is that the last article. Yeah, that's the last article of this episode. Microsoft is talked about creating what they're calling Xbox TV. They're going and seeing if they can work where Google and Apple have kind of failed at it. So Steve Ballmer previewed the new Xbox TV platform, and they're planning to launch this holiday season. It was a short demonstration that showed pricing, content partners the movies that will be available. You'll be able to do some streaming. You'll be able to do some. You'll be able to watch some TV shows, so on and so forth. So now I know you do have an Xbox 360, correct?
Yes.
And what do you think about this news item up for bid?
Um, it all depends on what channels they get. I mean, I know it keeps going back and forth, but this is actually what consumers want, the content. I mean, if they just show more random shows, like maybe like TMC or something like that, maybe Univision, I probably wouldn't pay for it. But I know they do in other markets. I know in Europe they do Sky TV, and actually I like Sky TV. When I used to live in Mexico, I had Skype TV and it was very good.
Okay. What'd you like about Skype TV?
Well, it's kind of like the DirecTV, but I know that they have DirecTV in Mexico, but it was kind of cool because they would have different shows in different languages, like in English.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I got to tell you, this is a perfect reason for me to get an Xbox 360. And those of you who don't know about my life with Xbox or any video game system, I would buy a video game system. I would play it for like a week or two, maybe a month at the most. And then it would kind of sit on the shelf. And then within like 6 to 8 months, it'd be over at my brother's house and he'd be using it. And it's like me and video games, I lose interest way too fast. And a lot of people say, well, once you get onto these multiplayer games, that changes the whole aspect of things. But the reality is, uh, I had my gaming shot 10 years ago. I pretty much gave it up so I can do stuff like this, and so I probably won't go back. But this is, like I said, this is a reason why I would get an Xbox 360 because I can do a lot more than just play games on the system.
Yeah, Microsoft really wants to turn the Xbox into what the Windows Media Center wanted, what they wanted the Windows Media Center to be, a live media center, just like it's saying, a live media center for your TV.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be interesting to see how they do this and how this works. We got the article over on CNN.com. Of course, you found another version of the article that had pretty much the same stuff. Was there anything that we missed on this?
No, it was pretty much the same thing. They're trying to get more live TV channels into
Yeah.
Xbox.
Well, yeah, actually, there is basically the other big thing about two big things. There was a lot of speculation. Should Microsoft end up buying Netflix
Oh
and
yeah.
maybe Quickster out of that? I would say that if they're going to buy it, they better buy both. But the other thing is how you would actually use the system, because not only would you have the Xbox, but you hook up the Kinect, and all of a sudden your Kinect becomes a big old remote control. So it's like you're watching a show, and it's like I don't want to watch that show, and you're watching another show, and you say I don't want to watch that show, and you keep going from there. Or if you're browsing through stuff, you're just moving stuff along instead of using a remote. It's like okay, I want to use that one and that one and that one, and you're just pointing at something, and then all of a sudden it's working, which I think is a great idea. So it'll definitely bring us to another realm of over the top television or interactive content for that matter.
Well, I mean, Kinect is not right. It's not there yet. I mean, it's a cool gimmick, but it's not there yet. They still gotta do a lot of work into it. Do a lot more voice command recognitions and stuff like that
Yeah.
for it to become better. I know there's a lot of glitches. That's why I didn't really buy a Kinect when I tried it at my friend's house.
Okay. Would you buy a Kinect now?
Um, no, because there's a certain range that you have to be in, and uh, my TV, my Xbox is in my room, so I wouldn't have enough space for it to go through it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I think you have to be like between 4 to 7 feet for it to work.
Okay.
So yeah.
Well, at any rate, hey, it's not a bad idea. You get something going, and all of a sudden we're doing something different with our TVs. And that's the most important thing is the way we interact with our TVs now is going to change. and I like that
Mm.
idea. And I can't wait to see this. I think I'll actually I will think about getting an Xbox 360 if this happens, just to check out all the content. And
Mm.
I probably won't use it for the games. It's kind of like buying Playboys. I'm going to read the articles. I really am going to read the articles, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I use my Xbox as my main Netflix hub, so
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. That does it. Was there any other articles we needed to talk about there, Gabriel?
No, not really, actually. I think we're good for this week.
All right. Well, with the small little problem in between, we got back on track, and my computer's saying that I'm low on disk space, which means it just means that I didn't dump last week's raw files, which take up a lot of space. So I just need to dump that, and then this week's files, and so on and so forth. So, um, Gabriel is up on Google Plus, and he's also at Twitter. And your Twitter handle?
Master Wolf. Instead of the L, a 1. And that's
Mas-
also my Xbox Gamer Tech handle if you guys want to add me to Xbox.
yeah, do some Xboxing with Master Wolf. Master Wolf.
Actually,
Or
there's this
Master
thing
Woo
called
1F.
you can have like a party in the Hulu. I mean, not the Hulu, in the Netflix apps where you can have like I think up to 7 friends watch the same movie together.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
Well, that's pretty cool. And of course, you can also do a hangout that way too, through YouTube, right?
yeah, I
We
guess.
can. You watch the OTT, and we'll do a Google Hangout watching the OTT. How's that?
Oh, I think we just had an Inception moment right there.
Oh, okay. There you go.
A
Um,
hangout within a hangout.
and Gabriel, you should get up on Geekazine, write a couple articles there. That way you can say you're up on Geekazine. Just a thought.
Oh well. Oh, did I just get an invite? Oh, that's actually quite an interesting idea. I will actually, yeah. If you're up to that, I wouldn't mind writing some articles for Geekazine.
Yeah, yeah, not a problem. Anybody that wants to write an article just has to let me know. And it's like, okay, here you go. Here's the keys to the mansion. Have fun.
Yeah.
I'm
Kind of
gonna
like TechCrunch then.
I'm gonna drive the Ferrari, and yeah, I don't have a Ferrari, ladies and gentlemen. I don't even have a penny to my name. Anyway, we'll leave it at that. My name is Jeffrey Powers. You can get me at geekazine@gmail.com or Twitter me at geekazine. Of course, we're also at the hangouttechguy.com, which will be doing a lot more than just OTT stuff. We did a hangout on Friday, which was awesome, and talked to a few people. I don't know why I said awesome that way, but talked to a few people like that, and had a lot of fun. And went from there. We're going to do another one. Of course, do Geek Smack every single Tuesday. Five Tech Things. I'm kind of on the shelf about that show. I'm kind of ready. It's almost to the 100 show mark, and it's like I feel like it needs to do a change. And plus, I've put a few more things on my plate. I'm wondering if Five Tech Things should just kind of go off into the sunset. So I'm still debating on that. So, and of course, the Day in Tech History. Remember the Kickstarter program. That way, we can keep that show going and go from there. Like I said, geekazine@gmail.com or Twitter me at Geekazine. The OTT happens every single Sunday. If you want to be part of this hangout, because this is what this is a Google Hangout. There it is right there in its raw form. And yeah, we had a small little problem. We brought it back. But there's Gabriel and myself. Actually, see me in a different camera there, and you can be part of the OTT, giving me your 2 cents worth for 4 cents. 4.5 cents, I think, is the fair market value right now. So, anyway, thanks a lot for watching. Thanks a lot for listening. We will do another OTT next Sunday night. So, come on back when it's time for another over the top television. My name is Jeffrey Powers, and we'll see you then.